Doing well. So you won Iron Chef?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
It was good. It was exciting. It was definitely a thrill. You know, it's 60 minutes, and you really got to pump out the food, but it was fun.
And when did you start becoming a patient of the doctor?
Well, if anyone has seen that episode, you can get it on demand. You could see that I was significantly heavier than I am today.
Was it because you were going to be on the show, or because you were already a patient, or?
No, I wasn't a patient yet. It was my son is 27 months. He turned 2 in February. So on his first birthday, my wife and I, we took him to his first check, like his yearly checkup, and I got on the scale, like the real scale, in his office, and I weighed, it was like 255 pounds. And I'm like, whoa, I'm pretty big. And everyone was telling my sister and because my sister would watch my son, and when I'd go to work sometimes, and I'd come home from work and she'd be sleeping on the couch, and then she'd be woken up by, I'd come in quietly, but then the buzzer would ring and there'd be like a pizza delivery or wing delivery or something, and she would just look at me and be like, what are you doing? You're a fat slob.
She said that.
She would say that. My parents, they definitely would, and they wouldn't. I'm an adult. And they wouldn't like press me. I'd be like, I'm a father. You don't need to tell me what to do. But they'd say, maybe you should, take a look at it.
What did it take for you to actually take a look at it?
My wife saying, Jesse, you're obese. We need to do something about it. And I said, I'm not obese. And she Googled obese, and we did a little body index, and I came up as significantly obese. So a 5'10" male should weigh, I guess, 170, 180, or something like that. And I was 255. Probably, at one point I was probably 260 even. And at that point I said, oh my God, I do something about this.
And how much time did it take between you wanted to do something that you actually started doing something?
I immediately started being conscious of what I was eating. And I played the whole, like Dr. Gullo just said, I did exactly the opposite of what he tells me. I tried to count calories and cut back on certain things and moderate.
So being conscious meant just with the actual caloric value of the food you're consuming?
Yes, I started to be conscious of how much I was eating and what I was eating. It really was hard to do. And when I was eating, I tried to wake up and eat. I didn't eat late.
Now did any of this affect the way you prepare food for others?
Not until I started to see Dr. Gullo did I really start to change my whole outlook on eating. But a mutual friend through business had introduced me to him, and the first time I sat in his office with my wife, again, we didn't go into calories or weight. It wasn't like because I'd seen nutritionists before in the past, and it was nothing like that. I mean, he basically asked me, he said, okay, tell me about you. When do you eat? What do you like to eat? And we basically established what my trigger foods were, and he looked at me and he basically said, we can't change your personality. That's just not reality. We could try, but that's, you're gonna balk at it and you're gonna fail. It just doesn't work that way. So let's just switch out the food. So I'm a chef. I work late hours. So I come home and I eat dinner 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. He said that we can't change that. It's not going to change. Your schedule is what it is. Let's change what you consume. So we just put together an eating plan of what I could eat, and I followed it, and I stuck to protein and fish and shrimp and crab and egg whites and yogurt and fiber, and I would just get creative with those ingredients, and I would come home and make myself a big platter of egg whites or a big platter of egg salad, but I would leave out the yolks, and I would use fat-free yogurt instead of mayonnaise, and I would put it on fiber crackers instead of regular bread, and I would be full, but I would eat 5 or 6 eggs worth. So it was like still a big portion. It looked like a lot of food. My mind, and there's that psychology behind that. You like to see a lot of food, and I did that. And the first week, I basically followed a plan. Again, eating a lot of fish and a lot of vegetables, and I did not eat a lot because I always ate a lot. I needed a lot of substance, so I would eat a pound of shrimp, or if I went to a restaurant and I'd get grilled salmon with vegetables, and I was still hungry, I'd order another. I would say, okay, can I get another entree, and I would just order another one.
Sure, why not?
You know, I mean, well, this was what Dr. Gullo said. He said, don't, you know, I planned, I strategized, I had protein bars on me. I never let myself get hungry, because if I got hungry, I'd be so hungry, I get a headache, my blood sugar would drop, and I would just go crazy, and whatever I could see, I would just put in my mouth, because I didn't care. So it was all about strategy and making sure that I was ready and I had supplies.
And once you decided to commit to doing this, how long did it take until you changed your habits, until you changed
Oh,
your weight?
immediately.
And you've been like that since?
Well, now, yeah. I mean, well, I'm more on the maintenance thing now, where I don't, you know, I've kind of gotten creative and I know where I can go now.
So what was your goal weight when you...
I wanted to be under 200.
And you are?
I am.
Congratulations.
Yes. So I would say within... I mean, so the first week, I mean, now, again, it's a science, you know, Dr. Gullo says it's calories in, calories in, it's math, it's simple math. He said, if you stick to this structure, when you come in a week, you should be exactly 10 pounds down. If you're not, it's because you didn't follow it. And it's a science, you know. And I followed it, and I came back a week later, and I was in 1 week, and I was 11 pounds down.
Wow.
The first week.
Are you doing exercise with this too?
I am currently, but I wasn't at the time. I didn't do any. I lost the first 50 pounds with no exercise.
Over how long a period of time?
About 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, that's pretty incredible. And you felt okay doing this? You didn't feel...
No. I mean, I ate plenty. I mean, I did. I would literally come home and I'd be like, okay, I'm hungry, ravenous, and I would take a pound of shrimp with like 5 egg whites and just roast it with broiled cauliflower. But I would add cayenne pepper, I would add olive oil, I would add certain spices, a mustard. I would make it taste good, and it would be satisfying.
So now, if someone goes to one of your restaurants, and do you find yourself trying to help people re-embrace food?
You know, it is funny. What I've done at the restaurant is I've really eliminated unnecessary lipids like that, because it's very classic French training. You know, butter, finished with butter, cream. You know, so but it's not always necessary. I've found that certain things, soups, purees, actually taste better and more pure if you just use the main ingredient. Like, there's nothing better than a broccoli soup that you actually blend the broccoli with the water you cook the broccoli in.
Right.
It tastes like pure broccoli.
Where's your restaurant, by the way, for those who don't know you?
The restaurant is called Recette. It's in Greenwich Street in the West Village, 328 West 12th Street in Greenwich, New York City. Yeah, we eliminated cream. I eliminated, you know, and it wasn't, now I'll never sacrifice flavor. I still have meat and pork, and there's still a lot of stuff going on, but I removed all the unnecessary stuff. And I still taste. I still have to taste throughout the night, and I taste new dishes. But I have a great staff who I trust, and their palates are really great, so it's not like I have to be in their face and really kind of, you know, they really know what's going on.
Have other chefs come to you for advice on how to offer
Yes,
better food?
I actually have. In the neighborhood, I'm friendly with other chefs that have restaurants, and they have asked me, and I've really just kept it as simple as eliminate trigger foods that you go nuts with, and cut the carbohydrates and the sugar. That's basically what I did. I didn't touch carbohydrates and sugar for the first year.
Wow.
You know, and I mean any carbohydrate. It wasn't, I mean, because you'd be surprised. If you look on the back of a package of anything, there's carbohydrates. Anything with carbs. I mean, like those you know, Cliff bars or those protein bars that everyone thinks is so healthy, if you turn them over, you might as well eat a Snickers. I mean, it's the same thing.
And today you're in maintenance mode?
Now I'm in maintenance. So now you know, like Dr. Gullo said, I still eat fine foods. I mean, I go out to restaurants, and I was just in France with my wife on business, and we went out to some 3 Michelin star restaurants, and I ate the whole tasting menu. But I don't touch the bread, I skip the pasta course, and I don't touch the dessert.
And that works.
And it works. And I might notice in the morning that I put, you know, I'm up a pound, but it's usually salt weight or water weight, and then, you know, and then within a day or so I see that it comes down. But I like to stay in that 195, 196 range. I don't really, you know.
So for someone who realizes they want to make a life change, but they haven't had the ability to just make that change, what kind of advice would you offer them?
I would say it's really a daily reprieve, and you have to really, you got to get honest with yourself. And I think if you try to do it for anybody else, it's going to be hard. You really got to want it in your heart, in your own mind. You really got to want it and believe it. And you just have to wake up in the morning and you got to say, today, this is what I'm going to do. And don't think about tomorrow, because if you get in that hole, oh, I can never have a cheeseburger again, you're going to you psych yourself out. You just have to wake up in the morning and say, today, I'm not going to eat carbohydrates, I'm not going to eat sugar, and you're just taking a meal at a time. And you plan and you prepare. And then you do that every day. And then before you know it, you're down 15, 20 pounds, a month or two has gone by, or 3 months have gone by, you feel better, your appetite dropped, you just start to feel better, your head gets clearer, and you get...
And you buy new clothes.
And you buy new clothes, oh, that's true, my pants are still falling off me. And, you get confident and you want to stick with it. And then what happens is you get into a mode where it kind of becomes a lifestyle. You really, people say, oh, you're still on a diet? I'm like, no, I'm not on a diet, this is just how I choose to live.
This is how you live.
Yeah, it's not a diet,
So I want to thank you for being here today. I appreciate you coming and sharing and being so open. And I look forward to learning more about your journey, and I hope you will continue to inspire others.
Yes.
It's terrific to have a chef that cares. Wow.
Thanks
Give
for
it up.
having me.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.